Morning, guys. I wanted to share a quick video about how I make my seedlings. So this is my seedling setup, I guess. So I've got 3 rows in my bedroom window, and it takes up the entire window. My husband built this for me, and it's pretty big. It's 2x4s with this plastic trough that we picked up at a garage sale, and he split it in half, and it makes this really cute little kind of well, I guess, for the seedling pots to sit in. And so it does tilt a little bit. It tilts back and forth, so I can tilt it away from the window when I want to open the window, and then I can tilt it towards it to get more sun. But I mean, it's not a huge amount of tilting. It's just enough to move them away from the window so I can open it. Anyway, so this is really handy because we start our seedlings inside for the first usually 2 months that they are growing. We start all of our plants from seeds. We don't buy any seedlings. I do have these little, burpee containers or whatever, but I spray paint over them and use them for everything. So just some random containers we picked up. Mostly we use yogurt containers, and I like them because they are the perfect size for planting 3. I always plant at least 3 seeds per container, and this is a 32-ounce yogurt container, so it's pretty deep, and it fits really nicely in my little shelf here. So with that shelf and with this space, I think I can fit 46 of these containers in here, or I think like 55 of these smaller containers. But either way, that's plenty for what I have in mind for the garden. And so the first thing I always start are my tomatoes. This is April, the beginning of April, and these guys have been started like the last week of February. And of course, because it's indoors, I'm not paying for heating mats, I'm not paying for lights and lamps to keep them up. It's just my ambient temperature in my house that keeps them warm, plus the sunlight, of course. So, and it's also really handy for hardening off the seedlings, because during the first few weeks when they're just really young, I keep them in the windowsill without opening the window. But as they get older, when I want to harden them off, I just tilt this, I just tilt this away, and I open the window. And when I open the window, it allows them a lot more temperature difference, which is what you want when they're hardening off. And so it exposes them to the cold air and the wind and whatever else, and it helps them to just get ready for their eventual life outside or in the greenhouse. So it's really handy for that, and so it makes it just so much easier. Also, another thing that I do is I keep track of everything. So each container has a little code on it, B1 or B3 or yellow 3, all different little codes, and I kind of make them up as I go. But that is to help me keep track of them in my garden almanac here. So I have my own system that I use to keep track of everything. And every year, spring 2018, I keep track of what I've planted and when. And then I keep the seeds I'm working on currently. And here, I mostly buy Baker Creek seeds. And these are great, and I can explain in another video why we do that. It has to do with our seed cycling that we do on the farm. So this is for 2022, and this is a list of everything, if you can read my terrible handwriting, a list of every plant that I have growing in the greenhouse, or in the windowsill right now, and ones that I will be starting this month. This is, of course, April, so that's the 4th month. And so I don't have a date that I've actually started it because I haven't started yet, but I know this month I'm going to be starting these ones. And then I've got what's in the greenhouse, and right now I'm working on prepping the beds for the greenhouse, for the tomatoes. outside, I planted the potatoes, beets, all the peas, some poppies, just all kinds of good stuff. And then the nursery, this is what I have. This is what I call my windowsill plant area, is the nursery, because it's kind of where the baby plants go. And then the pot number, so my little code here, so I keep track of which ones have what in it. And then what's still growing outside. So outside I've still got my carrots, my parsnips, my peas, cabbage. The cauliflower I've already pulled up, and that was really delicious. And the sheep love to eat my cauliflower, so I made note of that. So I know to grow that later again. And then the collards and any special directions there. And then, the special directions were for my goji berries and the alfalfa seeds on the hill. So that is basically how I keep track of what I have going on for February through April, and that's my temperature range that I have to show me, to remind me of the temperature that I planted these things at, so that next year I can say, oh, it's March, and I know my temperature range should be here so that I can plant these things next year around the same time. So, so I hope that is helpful for everyone. This is a really great system that I have. I love it. It definitely has helped me to improve the timing of the garden. We have a really long growing season, and that's nice, but I still want to make use of every single minute of it. And having seedlings that are already started from seeds that I, like and are sourced well, that really gives us a head start when we are trying to grow sustainably and be regenerative on our homestead, because we're not having to go out and buy seedlings. We're not having to depend on an outside source to produce what we need. And in another video, I'll explain a little bit more about how we seed cycle, which is where we basically grow our own seeds, keep the plants through the full life cycle so that we have enough seeds to plant the next year. And it's a great system that we figured out, and I just love the ability to not be dependent on other sources for our seeds. Anyway, guys, so I hope this video helped, and let me know if you have any other questions. Don't forget to like and subscribe, as always. Anyway, have a good day. Bye.